We'll talk to Chris Sims about this situation with Julio Jones. And Chris has two teams circled as to where Julio wants to go. Yeah, McLovin.
I have it against Grant. I've narrowed it down to 13 teams.
13?
13. Yeah, there are 32 teams. How does he do 2? I have to hear how he does this.
Well, he's an insider.
Well, I am using logic here, which insiders generally don't have. There are at least 13 teams who should.
Okay, let's go. Let's do against
Are
the
you ready
grain.
for them now?
Well, I am. Are you ready to deliver? Is America ready for this? Against the grain, McLovin has 13 options for Julio Jones.
And I dare you guys to tell me any of these don't make perfect sense.
Okay.
All right. Let's start out with the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, come on. Add that. Carson Wentz. Seems like a no-brainer to me. You want to make sure Wentz succeeds, so you got to have Julio Jones. And they have they have cap space. They should be the team.
Paulie already has a problem with your first one.
Is your premise for all 13 teams that this quarterback could use another weapon?
It's only 11 of the 13 teams.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Because, yes, if you went, hey, Dak Prescott, yeah, sure, why not?
Well, that's a one team. They have 8 all-pro receivers. So they're actually not on my list.
Well, that was how the conversation started with, Skip and Shannon. They were talking about the Cowboys because Skip loves the Cowboys. He's like, is he going to, he wants to go to the Cowboys because he had a Cowboys shirt on or sweatshirt on.
That's the one position the Cowboys actually don't need. It's unbelievable that I know it. And he was wearing that Cowboy shirt. Okay. 2, the Titans. Okay, yes, Ryan Tannehill could use another weapon, but more importantly, you keep him away from Carson Wentz and the Colts because the Titans and Colts are going to be 1 and 2 in that division, and they could use like a big possession receiver, obvious. Okay. Number 3, New England Patriots. We've gone through this. Him and Cam are friends, internal discussions. Don't poo-poo internal discussions.
No.
Those are the best kind of discussions.
I don't know if anybody had internal discussions, but Vegas has the Patriots as the favorites.
Okay. Las Vegas Raiders, because first of all, it's required that any list of where a player is going to go, Las Vegas Raiders have to be on. I don't know why.
No, it's always the Patriots.
Well, and the Raiders are always right behind. Have you ever seen them not linked? But they really, they could kind of use a big receiver like Julio Jones.
Okay.
5, the other team whenever there's a receiver, the Baltimore Ravens. It's true. They could use a receiver, but anytime there's a free agent receiver, the Baltimore Ravens, because people are worried about Lamar Jackson's passing ability. What am I on?
It
6?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't.
All right. San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan reunited with Julio Jones. Trey Lance, if he gets in, you know what he could use? A big veteran wide receiver. Okay, number 7, Los Angeles Rams. They have less than no cap room. They are so far into the whole cap room, but the Rams proved my theory that everybody always finds cap room. There's always 7 moves away from getting cap room. They always get a Jalen Ramsey. It doesn't matter if the Rams have already traded all their picks forever. They can get this guy, and they need this guy. Number 8, the Los Angeles Chargers. We went over this yesterday. Justin Herbert. What would help his MVP cause even more than Julio Jones? Number 9, this team actually is not talked about, but I think you'll like it. Washington football team. Because they don't have a quarterback, so you might as well bring in a stud receiver. They have such a good defense. Aren't they like a piece away from being good?
They're a quarterback away.
Yeah, okay, so if you're not going to get the quarterback and you have Ryan Fitzmagic, you might as well be throwing to Julio Jones. All right, number 11 or 10, I'm not sure. I've completely lost count. Philadelphia Eagles.
See, I would trade Matt Ryan and Julio Jones to the Washington football team.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to take credit for that.
All right.
11, the Philadelphia Eagles. They've drafted Jalen Reagor last year, Devontae Smith this year. So basically, they need a receiver. They have like 4 draft picks. But Jalen Hurts, a young quarterback like that, you know what he could use?
A big wide receiver.
Yeah.
Veteran wide receiver.
And I'll just wrap it up. The Chicago Bears, forever, they're never going to solve the quarterback. I don't care that they got a 4-time Pro Bowler in Andy Dalton and a future whatever in Justin Fields. Add Julio. Andy Dalton has his new A.J. Green. Playoffs, here we come.
That's against the grain. Thank you, McLeod.
How Sims does 2 teams, I have no idea.
Yeah, he's narrowed it down to 2 teams. Yes, Paulie.
McLovin, did you have the Packers and Seahawks on your list?
Oh, shoot. I had the Packers. I forgot to read it.
Seahawks
I did not.
pick. Russell Wilson is dying for a wide receiver, and the Packers, the wide receiver topic is like 3 years in that they haven't brought in a wide receiver.
Didn't we solve the dilemma yesterday where I said, how about Julio goes to the Packers?
Yes.
Therefore, Aaron Rodgers is now back in the fold.
Right. See, we already did the Packers yesterday, so I didn't even want to add that.
People might not have been with us yesterday.
Now, the Seahawks, by the way, is interesting. Did they trade every draft pick they have for Jamal Adams?
The 2 first-round picks.
How are they going to trade more draft picks? They probably are. I think Seton just said that's his team. I totally agree. But they've mortgaged their future like 8 times over for different players.
Well, you're not giving up a first-round pick. And
so it's a second.
Maybe second. Maybe.
Oh, you don't think they can get a second for Julio?
Maybe. But how much money do you have to, pick up with his salary? Because I'm going to guess somebody might have to split that salary. It's $15 million.
All right, so we're up to 14. We had the Seahawks, Packers, 15.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to say the teams that aren't interested or he shouldn't go to?
By the way, this is all said and done. Are the Cowboys going to end up getting Julio Jones?
I have no idea.
But they have Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. How on earth could they add another receiver?
I know, but this is Jerry Jones. You know how Jerry is.
He wanted Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.